Welcome back, True Seeker. It is April 30th, 2024, already the last day of the fourth month. On this day in history in 1966, the Church of Satan was founded. Again, the highest degree of the Church of Satan is called Mega, M-A-G-A. And we're going to again talk about why it matters that Donald Trump's running on Mega and his birthday is 45 days from the Church of Satan's each year. Of course, Donald Trump's the big story in the headlines, the Stormy Daniels hush money trial. And Stormy Daniels, 45 years old at this climactic moment. So we'll talk about that. That is, once again, the big story, or more like distraction of the day, as Donald Trump so often has been since he announced he was running for president in 2015. We'll get to that. I want to talk about this story that's been in the headlines in recent days, the death of Rico Wade, a producer for Outkast, the hip-hop group, and also their collaborative artists known as the Dungeon Family. But a lot of the headlines said Outkast pays tribute to producer Rico Wade. And if you read those stories, they talked about how coincidentally he was being buried on the 30th anniversary of Outkast's first album releasing. And of course, Saturn, that object in the sky where the Grim Reaper's scythe comes from. It's because the sickle of Saturn's like the Grim Reaper's scythe. But again, Saturn, it has a 30-year return, and Saturn is connected to death and judgment. So we're going to talk about this man, Rico Wade, his passing, in light of a number of other things, but also just trying to show that it is beyond coincidence that these things happen at the same time. So we'll get to that. Again, we'll talk about the Trump trial. CNN today. This is a screenshot from today. Let me see if it's still a top story for CNN. Let's go there right now. Yeah, it still is. Ancient text reveals details of Plato's burial place in final evening. Experts say wear two masks. We're going to talk about why this is on CNN's front page one day before the Illuminati's 248th birthday. Of course, there's a historical connection with Plato and Pluto, and Pluto's 248-year orbital cycle. This is something we started talking about back on August 24th when Donald Trump had his mugshot go all over the news down from Atlanta. And again, Atlanta's where Outkast is. And this Outkast-related death, I'm going to show you where it looks like it really factors in with Donald Trump as well, who has a legal problem in Atlanta also. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about, once again, the death of the infant child of UFC fighter Francis Ngannou. One thing that I overlooked is I hardly read into the article, and I should have read a little bit further. The child's name is Kobe. Again, the child didn't really live to be 18 months. It died at 15 months, and as we know, Kobe equals 15. So we'll touch up more on the Francis Ngannou child loss. We'll talk about the DOJ lowering the drug risk of marijuana. Again, in the Great Depression, they gave us alcohol in 33. Alcohol equates to 33 in Gematria. Alcohol made legal in 33 while Americans were on hard times. Some analysts have been saying for a while we're coming up on the second Great American Depression, the Klaus Schwab, you'll own nothing and be happy by 2030 path. And again, just marijuana still waiting for that federal legalization. You know it's going to come eventually. Is it going to come when, we're rock bottom? So look a little bit more at the Columbia thing. We've been covering that the whole way through. And then somebody sent me an interesting observation about the Quran. And I want to share a parallel with the Quran and what we talk about so often with, what's considered the Holy Bible, the Old Testament, the New Testament, the three books, the Abrahamic religions. So new observation. But yeah, let's go right here through this Outkast producer death, because there's a lot here that's worth understanding, because it's part of a greater pattern that we keep talking about redundantly. And I said, months ago that there'll probably be a lot of things that are very 87 in this time period, while the Pope is 87. And it's been 87 left and right. And I'm even letting 87 slip through the cracks. But just to make a point, this producer's dead at 52. His name is Rico Wade. His full name equates to 87, and his production company was known as Organized with a Z, Noise with a Z. So S is in disease. Organized Noise 87, like Rico Wade, dead while the Pope's 87. And also, dead at age 52. Of course, in Gematria, Pope equates to 52, and there's a 52-week calendar year. We're also going to get to why it matters that he died 118 days after the Pope's birthday, and Rolling Stone wrote the article about this on the 118th day of the year, bringing attention to just the whole story and the coincidental matter. But, of course, hip-hop's birthday is the 11th day of the 8th month, 118. And, 118 is this number of death throughout history. Tupac, one of the biggest hip-hop related deaths. He died on 118 date numerology, September 13th, 96. 9 plus 13 plus 96 is 118. We're going to get to how this man is born in 72, the year Diddy's father was shot, and why that matters, and how all of this stuff goes back to Jesuits. And right now we're in the time of the first Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis, who's 87. And again, we've just seen so much 87 in death, from Rothschilds to actors to this latest. It's been a very recurring theme. From my research, the only album of the Dungeon family that Rico Wade produced, if somebody wants to correct me, is a 2003 album. That's all I could find. Just trying to look it up online. And the thing about 2003 is that was 21 years ago. In Gematria, Saturn equates to 21. Again, it has a 30-year cycle in light of the funeral for him being on the 30th anniversary of Outkast's first album. Again, the Rolling Stone article, 118th day of the year. He died 118 days after the Pope's birthday. In Jewish Gematria, both death and homicide equate to 118. Very recurring number in death that comes up a lot. Robin Williams is part of that club, dying on 11/8. He actually died on hip-hop's birthday that year. In light of this man being born in 72 and being synced with the Pope, don't forget, Jesuit order equates to 72. We'll get to some other 72s, but the first Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis, he became Pope on the 72nd day of the year, March 13th, 2013. And again, Pope equates to 52, 52-week calendar year named after the Pope, the Gregorian calendar. All right, let me make sure something's good here. Okay, we're good. All right. The Rolling Stone article, again, we've always made the same point that when the media is putting emphasis on a certain set of words, there's a gematria value behind that that's relevant. Saw something in us is the emphasized phrase. Again, that phrase just equates to 72. Big number with the Jesuits and their patterns. And again, it's a special number, 72. It connects to the New Testament and what's written in Greek in regards to the amount of times Jesus' name is mentioned. There's 72 names of God in Kabbalah. There's 72 demons in the Goetia. The sun moves 1 degree on the astrological wheel every 72 years. The Jesuits served the Catholic Church that began by worshiping the sun. The word sun equates to 54. Lots of rituals with 54 and 72, like what's going on with Diddy at age 54, who lost his father in 72. Roe versus Wade, a million other things, 54, 72. What happened to Joe Biden's wife and daughter back in 72 and his son when he was 72 years old? Anyhow, this news story by Rolling Stone was written 86 days after Big Boy's birthday. There's 2 members of Outkast, Big Boy and Andre 3000. The article by Rolling Stone, 86 days after Big Boy's birthday. We know blood sacrifice and human sacrifice are 86. You could also say it was the 87th day of Big Boy's age. It was also his 87th day of his age, the day the article was written. The other thing that I forgot to write down here that I forgot is he died 2 weeks before the article was written. So the article 86 days after his birthday, that means the article was written 72 days after Big Boy's birthday. So just that 72 again. And again, the reminder is we're on the Jesuit calendar. We're speaking the Jesuit encoded English language that was standardized as the same. Again, 16th century, if you're new here. The Jesuits created to stop the Protestant Reformation. At the end of the 16th century, you have this calendar and the language established with the 26-letter alphabet we use today. And it's so obvious it's all synced up because the stuff is just so recurring. But again, 72 and 86. And then this article was written exactly 48 weeks after Andre 3000's 48th birthday. Exactly 40. Here, let me make this bigger so everyone can make it out. You can see that Andre 3000 is 48. And you can see that from his May 27th birthday to the Rolling Stone article, April 27th, 48 weeks later. 48 weeks after the 48th birthday, when, again, in Gematria, Atlanta and Rico Wade both equate to 48. Illuminati also equates to 48. And again, if you're new here, it's a big picture perspective. It's understanding that numbers are a language and there is an order that is literally controlling the world through information and entertainment. And you start to think about it, you start to see how it's achieved because technology makes it possible for us all to experience the same celebrities and stories in record time, instantaneously. And when you recognize what's really controlling, again, these things, you start to see how the same patterns unfold over and over. And sometimes this is what's good for books because you can really think about how to explain it and word it the right way. But I've been explaining the same things over and over for a decade, and obviously not enough people have gotten the message yet. Otherwise, just everyone would know in an instant every time this happens what to look for and be like, they did it again. They did it again. If you have not been following the last few months, we talked about why it mattered that Andre 3000 was putting out this flute album right as war was popping off in Israel. And we're going to get to that album in this article as well. But Israel is a big part of this. Israel was established in 48. Israel is 75 years old right now, which is another significant number. Again, there's an article, if you want to look it up, from the New York Times, October 6, 1940. It says, New World Order pledged to Jews. That's the New York Times headline. Look it up. October 6, 1940, date was 75 numerology. In Gematria, New World Order equals 75. So does Catholic Church. So does Roman Catholic. The New York Times has always been run by Jesuits who serve the Catholic Church. Anyhow, both Big Boy and Andre 3000 were born in 75, and Andre's at the tail end of being 48 right now. Big Boy began the year 48 and turned 49 in February. Anyhow, this man's full name. We talked about how it equates to 87, which is true. If you're new here, Gematria is very simple. It's the alphabetic order forwards and backwards with numerology. So his name, Rico Renard Wade, when you run the alphabetic order in reverse numerology, is 87. When you run organized noise with the alphabetic order in numerology forward, it's also 87. When you run his name forward, instead of it being 87, it's 75. So he dies at this curious moment where there's a big focus on 75 while Israel's at the tail end of being 75 years old. The Andre 3000 album, the flute album that came out right as Israel was popping off war with Gaza, that album was 87 minutes long. Came out 1 month to the day of the Pope's 87th birthday. From the day that album came out to the day the Rolling Stone article was written was the 163rd day of the album being out, which is the 38th prime. And again, if you're new here, death, murder, killing, RIP, they all equate to 38. You see it a lot in the world of hip hop because rapper equals 38. But remember other words that equal 38 that matter too. Kabbalah, English, Gematria, energy, they all equate to 38. This nation's capital's on the 38th parallel. Pentagon equals 38. Notice how Kabbalah's 38 and 52. Like this man is dead at age 52. Again, 52 is a special number. It's a number related to time and authority and this code. Um, the article was put out 48 days before Trump's upcoming birthday. Remember, 48's a big number with Donald Trump, too. A lot of 48 rituals with Trump. And just Trump has the legal problems in Atlanta. He's part of this Illuminati cabal on this world stage. So all these overlapping rituals. You can see how the man who's dead, his name Rico Wade, equals 138 and 48, like Donald Trump. And the Rolling Stone articles published 48 days before Trump's 78th birthday. Rico Wade's got the 78 and the 48. 78 tarot cards in the deck. The top cards are Trump cards. The word Jesuit equates to 78 and 42, like Rico Wade. Saturn equates to 42. Remember, 30-year anniversary. Saturn's 30-year return. Saturn equates to 21 forwards, 42 in reverse. He's dead 21 years after the last album he produced of the Dungeon Family in 2003. And his name has this 42 connection, which goes with Saturn. Pope Francis, the first Jesuit pope, his birthday is Saturnalia, December 17th, ancient Roman festival. Rome equals 21, like Jesuit, like Saturn, like Bible. 21 is the sixth triangular planet. Saturn, or what I just say? 21 is the sixth triangular number. 21 is the sixth triangular number, which means if you add 1 through 6 together, it equals 21. Saturn is the sixth planet, and man's made on the sixth day in the Bible. And Bible equates to 21. Bible, some people contend that the God of the Old Testament is it's really just astrotheology, and it's Saturn. That's why it's numbered the way it is, the clues that are given. And people debate if that's true or not. There's people that say, oh, that's malarkey, that's totally false. And there's people like, no, this is the proof. So, and again, the Bible is written in a way that it's open to debate. But again, you learn this little number piece, some of the things start to make a lot more sense. Hold on, where the 260 part. The article, this article that Rolling Stone put out April 27th about this man's death, it was 260 days after double check that one more time. Oh, from hip hop's 50th anniversary to the death of this man was 260 days later. That could be coincidental or not, because there's 260 chapters in the New Testament. And again, a lot of what is done in these rituals is biblical. And case in point, New Testament's based in the Old Testament. But case in point, the day this man died, from Andre's last birthday, who just put out the Flute album at the start of the war, from his last birthday to this man's death, April 13th, was, of course, 322 days later, which stands out. But 322 days is 46 weeks. And again, Genesis 46 begins with the sacrifice. We see it all the time. Sacrifice 46. Diddy's ex, when she died, what, Kim Porter, is that her name? Hold on. Let me just go back and pull it up, unless they got rid of my posts. Isn't it sad, though? I'm talking about 118 in this story, and then I just go back to this, and it was another 118. We were more than soulmates. Kim Porter. Just that number's all over hip-hop deaths. Again, this man's dead 118 days after the Pope's birthday, and then the Rolling Stone article on the 118th day of the year when hip-hop's birthday is 11/8. Let me see. Kim Porter, or was she 47? I forget. She was 47. Go back and look and see if hers was like Chadwick Boseman, where they switch things around. But let me see. I think the name Kim Porter. that Nas video with Diddy, "Hate Me Now," where they got him walking around like Jesus. They put that out on 4/6. Catholic and religion's 46 as well, like sacrifice, like JFK, the first Catholic president, killed at age 46. Joe Biden the second, his son dies at 46. Then he's elected 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday. Nas put out a film 46 days after Kim Porter's death. Um, Diddy, the nickname, has that 46 connection. That's what it was. She died November 15th, the day leaving 46 days left in the year. Kim Porter died on the day leaving 46 days left in the year. She also died on 319. Prince had the song 319 and died 319 days after his birthday. There's something called satanic gematria, killings 319 in that cipher. And we all know what they did with Coolio recently, dying on the 46th anniversary of Stevie Wonder's Pastime Paradise, which is the sample for Gangsta's Paradise. But yeah, Andre 3000 dead exactly 46 weeks after his birthday. It's funny too, like Outkast's first album, the one where this man's his burial is on the 30th anniversary of that album. Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music. That album, Andre 3000, is kind of like your stereotypical rapper. He's rhyming and he's rapping about mainstream things. And then in their second album, it's like he spent I don't know, it's like he went to the summer camp with all the philosophers and was like a whole new man and on a whole new level and just whole new ideas and now just wants to have a positive message. And I mean, I did like that. That's why for people who follow my work for a long time, I've always said like maybe Andre 3000 is my favorite rapper of all time. So it's sad for me to see this all these years later. I bet if you look at older videos, I'm probably speculating. I'm wondering like, I wonder if even he had to sell his soul. Bob Dylan did tell us on 60 Minutes that you want to make it in show business, you got to do it. And it's sad to witness this stuff all these years later. It's like, man, he even tried to turn the message around and make it all positive, and he did. And but again, it goes back to the David Bowie song, "Rock and Roll Suicide," that too young to choose it. So again, there's such a long history to all of this, and you just see how these publications work. I mean, there's no accident that Rolling Stones published an article about Outkast paying tribute to this fallen producer and the coincidental timing of the death and the 30th year anniversary. It's exactly 48 weeks after his 48th birthday. I mean, again, if you're somebody out there who spends a lot of time trying to say that all these things are a coincidence, I want to see some quality videos put out how these things are just coincidence day after day. I want the explanation of how this stuff's a coincidence day after day. Because I'm running the alphabetic order forwards and backwards. I can make it line up so that Rolling Stone's publishing the article 48 weeks after his 48th birthday when I've been talking about Atlanta in 48 for what? Since 2016? I mean, come on. And Donald Trump in 48. We've been talking about that since 2015. Now, if you guys have been missing all the whole legal troubles, it's been a big 138 ritual with Donald Trump down in Atlanta. So that's how it all fits together. Again, all these guys have the right numbers to fit in their little magic Kabbalah script that they bring together in the headlines ritualistically day after day. Dates, numbers, words, patterns. Okay, so this Stormy Daniels thing. Again, it's the hush money trial for Stormy Daniels, and now today the ex-lawyer takes the stand, and Stormy Daniels' name is actually in the headlines today. And since they've done this, I'm not sure they've actually had Stormy Daniels in the actual headline about the trial for hush money. Hush money's been the big focus. But here's the thing. Again, today is the anniversary of the establishment of the Church of Satan. April 30th, 1966, which makes today the 58th anniversary. And remember, Donald Trump won the 58th election, announcing he was running from the 58-story Trump Tower. And then he hired the 58-year-old Steve Ray for Inauguration Day. And then Hillary put out the book, What Happened? About why she lost. What happened equals 58, like secret society, like Freemasonry, which is just for men. Yes, there is the Order of the Eastern Star, which is a tribute to the sun, and the word star is 58. That's for women. That's masonry for women, but Freemasonry is only for men. Freemasonry 58, like secret society. It stayed all men after Trump won the 58th election. It was a woman who asked him years ago, Oprah, if he'd ever want to be president. Oprah, the big ways 58. Oprah Winfrey, the small ways 58. She asked him that in 88. She asked him that question in 1988 if he'd want to be president someday. Trump equals 88. That's back when Ronald Reagan was the president, his last year in office, 88, as he left, and then the first Bush came in to replace him. So think about that, because then Trump ran on MAGA, and Trump has history in Hollywood. Hollywood equals 48, like Donald Trump, like Illuminati, like Freemason, like the plan was for the Illuminati to infiltrate Freemasonry, which George Washington penned letters about his concerns regarding those matters. But yeah, Reagan leaves office after Bush wins election in 88. Trump gets asked that year. Next thing you know, it's years later. It's the 58th election. He's running on MAGA, the highest degree of the Church of Satan. Now here we are on this anniversary, and he's trying to become the latest Grover Cleveland and not one of the Kennedys at age 78, which he'll be in June. Again, Cleveland equals 78, the only split-term president. Kennedy equals 78. We know what happened to RFK 56 years ago and JFK in 63, 61 years ago when he was elected in 61. So it's the 58th anniversary, Church of Satan, MAGA. Today is also 45 days from Trump's birthday, the guy who became number 45. And if you go back to 2011, when Obama was president, the White House Correspondents' Dinner fell on this day in 2011, April 30th. And on the Illuminati's birthday, May 1st, a lot of the news was showing the funnies that Obama did about Trump and how Trump could be the next president. They covered it that day. And again, those jokes about Obama saying that Trump would be the next president, he turned the White House into a casino. He was making those jokes 45 days from Trump's birthday on the anniversary of the Church of Satan's birthday. And think about it. In 2011, the Church of Satan turned 45 years old that day. Established in 1966. So that was the 45th birthday of the Church of Satan. 45 days before Trump's birthday, they're telling jokes about him being the next president. And again, that clip's out there of Obama and LeBron laughing it up about selling their souls. 45 is a biblical number. Holy Bible has that Gematria 45 forwards and backwards, just like Mike Pence, who was the VP to number 45. Kind of like Joe Biden equals 44, and he was VP to number 44. And there's more on that list I'm forgetting right now. But yeah, that was the 45th birthday that Obama told those jokes. And Stormy Daniels just happens to be 45 right now. And from her birthday to today, the day that her name's really up in the headlines, is her 45th day of her age. Tomorrow, the Illuminati's birthday will also be 45 days after her last birthday. Don't forget the Jesuit acronym IHS equates to 45. The word ritual equates to 45. Berlin Wall's 45. Donald Trump called the 45th president-elect on the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. It was the 27th anniversary when ritual equals 27 forwards and 45 in reverse. And the IHS and the Jesuits. Don't forget Anton LaVey, the founder of the Jesuit, or not the founder of the Jesuits, no, excuse me. The founder of the Church of Satan, Anton LaVey. He died 201 days from his birthday, and also 201 days from the Pope's birthday. And again, Catholic Pope equals 201, like the Jesuit order, like Order of Illuminati. How these things fit together. If you want to go back and watch Obama joke on the 45th birthday of the Church of Satan, 45 days before Trump's birthday about what it's going to look like when he's the next president. Go back. 2011 White House Correspondents' Dinner. By the way, the ex-attorney who testified today for ex-attorney of Karen McDougal and Stormy Daniels, Keith Davidson. Keith Davidson equals 60, like Donald Trump, like Alvin Bragg, like indictment, like the upcoming elections of the 60th. Again, like how Trump's ex-wife fell down the stairs and died exactly 60 weeks into the first ever Jesuit Ignatian year, which ran more than a typical calendar year. Went from May 20th, 2021 to July 31st, 2022. All kinds of rituals in the Jesuit Ignatian year. Trump's ex-wife, she died 45 years after they got married in 77. And again, it's just so obvious. You know what I'm thinking about doing, you guys? Just 'cause I feel kind of desperate in a way to just get this knowledge out in a much bigger way. And I mean, sadly, being on the grind each day, pumping it out in blog posts, tweets, video podcasts, all this stuff. I mean, at one point before all the censorship, it seemed like it was going great and we were going to make a difference. But it seems like at this point, it's just not enough. I am debating on figuring out a way to open up some kind of uh, Donald Trump fanatic rehabilitation center. And the idea is really to appeal to Christian Trump people because there's a lot of them, and get them to see this thing with the Church of Satan. Like, come in, watch the clip, and see that, it's the date of April 30th, 2011. Obama's joking about how Donald Trump's in attendance at that correspondence there, joking about how he's going to be the next president, shows a cartoon drawing, like these courtroom drawings of Trump in the front lawn of the White House with a hot tub with a bunch of I guess strippers in the hot tub with him. Stormy Daniels. It's just, these people, man. The script that they've written, it's just so obvious. The mockery is so high, and most people just don't have a clue. And here, you learn the gematria. It just seals the deal. Stormy Daniels, and let's not forget, Trump's the guy who said the calm before the storm. But Stormy Daniels, Stephanie Gregory Clifford is her full name. That equals 122. Just like Satanic, just like San Francisco, the city on the 122nd meridian where the Satanic Church was established. Again, they use this issue in politics to divide people that's evil. This issue that's evil. I'm not saying it's evil. Again, only Creator should judge. But it's evil to use abortion the way politicians do to divide the people of the country and get them to submit to these two god-awful parties. But abortion equals 122, and it was decided on January 22nd. And when Kobe had his career high in his 666th game, it was on 122. We'll talk more about that in light of the death of that UFC fighter's child. But yeah, if you're new here, just learn Gematria. It's super simple. 4 base ciphers. There's no way these things are a coincidence. San Francisco on the 122nd meridian. Again, San Francisco equals 122, like Satanic, like Stephanie Gregory Clifford. How this all comes together on the church's 58th birthday of all days. It's, it's perfect. It's too perfect. Okay. So this Pluto and Plato thing, again, the Illuminati turns 248 years old tomorrow. The United States turns 248 July 4th. Pluto, the planet, has a 248-year cycle. And remember, Pluto was discovered the same year that Disney introduced the character Pluto. Disney, founded by Desmoulins member Walter Elias Disney, which equals 201, like Disney World's off exit 201 in Florida. But I want to say him and his brother are born 201 days apart. Anyway, he's the most famous member of Desmoulins Disney, and a lot of things Disney did back in the early days are very interesting and numerological if you look into it. If you've never seen Donald Duck Goes to Math Magic Land, you got to watch that. Donald Duck Goes to Math Magic Land. Watch that Disney special. It'll blow your mind. But yeah, Desmoulins Catholic. So again, all roads are leading to Rome. Jesuits, Templars, Desmoulins, It's all Catholic. De Molay, leader of the Templars, Templar cross and the Jesuit logo. Anyhow, Pluto and Plato. This little blurb from Wikipedia, which is no authoritarian source on anything, but there is a real connection with Pluto and Plato. It says here, Plato proposed a calendar in which Pluto was honored as a benefactor in the 12th month, implicitly ranking him as one of the 12 principal deities. We got the first images of Pluto the year that Disney, again, gave us the character. Okay, so the 248-year orbital cycle, Pluto. I want to go back to Donald Trump. The title President Donald Trump equates to 248. And see if I can get to the point that I want here. I might have linked the wrong post here. You can see that President Donald Trump's 248 from the election in 2016 to Trump's mugshot on 24/8 was 2,480 days. Trump was on stage at 2:48 a.m. to accept the nomination in the early hours of November 9th, the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. Again, President Donald Trump, 2:48. Donald Trump trying to win election now, become the latest Grover Cleveland while the country's 248 years old. And from his birthday to that ritual was 72 days. Again, President Trump, President Biden, both 72 like Jesuit order. The attorney in that's also another 60. There's been a lot of 60s and just in all these ongoing things in the lead up to the 60th election when, again, we got the new Civil War movie, which came after the 1860 election of Lincoln. And then 1960 led to the assassination of JFK. So 60's been fateful. The Jesuits, their first 10 years with the Roman Catholic Church, will remember a 60. So yeah, just there was this huge Pluto thing with 248 and Trump's mugshot. And I thought I had it in here. Let me go back and look. I just want to see from that day to today, how many days is it? But the thing about Pluto is it's like plutocracy, which is rich by the ruling class. And Donald Trump was born into that ruling class and has had family members work for the FBI and the federal government. So from August 24, 2023, Trump's mugshot day in Atlanta. Okay, from that day to May 1st is 251 days later, which is the 54th prime number. And again, it just goes back to that point about 72 and 54. Trump's getting the mugshot 72 days after his birthday, 251 days before the Illuminati's birthday. The Illuminati was founded by the Jesuit Adam Weishaupt, and he was founded in Bavaria. And Bavaria equates to 54 like Jesuit order. So 251, 54th prime, how it all fits together. The Queen died in a very Jesuit ritual on the 251st day of the year. Bavaria's got the double 54 connection. Jesuit order, 54, 72. If you're new here, all four of these numbers, we talk about them all the time with the Jesuits and their rituals. The election is on Guy Fawkes Day, very important to the Jesuits. Remember the 5th of November, the day they tried to blow up British Parliament, politics, history. And this year, the election's 144 days after Trump's birthday. Again, Jesuit Georgetown simulated that Biden would win June 12, 2020, 144 days before the election. JFK, dead 144 days from meeting with the Pope on 7/2. RFK, dead at 1:44 a.m. RFK Jr. in this race 144 days after the Superior General's birthday. JFK lost his child right before assassination on the day, leaving 144 days left in the year. Jesuit order equals 144. So does Kennedy curse. Learn the Kennedy curse numbers. You'll see a lot of familiar numbers. Kennedy curse, 54, 144, like Jesuit order. Dealey Plaza, 54. Ambassador Hotel, 54. Kennedy curse, 63, like JFK in 63 after being elected in 61. Which was 63 years ago, and his assassination was 61 years ago. And am I tripping, or is assassination? I'm tripping. It's not that. Assassin, that's what it is. Assassin is 61. That's why you just got to wonder with everything that they put down for 2023. Assassins 115, like the date of the election. Remember, Trump had an assassination scare on November 5th, 2016, in Nevada, 3 days before the 2016 election. That was on 115. This year, that's the date of the election, Guy Fawkes Day. And Trump took office with the 115th Congress, and the Nationals won the 115th World Series, sync with Trump. So yeah, might want to really study Pluto and dates that are special to Pluto. It could be a big theme in a lot of ways: news stories, sports games. If you learn about Pluto, and I'll be studying Pluto more, it might factor in a lot in this time period where both the Illuminati and soon the U.S. are 248 years old. Pluto's 248-year cycle. Now, again, we covered this yesterday. Why they reported that his child died at 18 months, even though it was really 15 months. We talked about why the news came out on the 120th day of the year, the 15th triangular number. I missed that the child's name was Kobe. Kobe equals 15. And this child was born on 113, like Kobe Bryant's 113. If you haven't read my first book, Letters and Numbers, or my second book, Number Games, in both of them, I talk a lot about Kobe and 113. One was written before he died, the other was written after. Big basketball number is NBA. And we talked about yesterday how Francis Ngannou equals 78, and the NBA is in its 78th season. Los Angeles Lakers 95, like 95, who Kobe played for. The day the news breaks about his child's death, the Lakers are dead. And he's 37 years old, like Los Angeles is 37. And Francis Xavier, remember this fighter's middle name is Xavier. So his name's Francis Xavier Ngannou. Again, the Jesuit logo is IHS. Francis Xavier is the co-founder. IHS equals 18, like son. Catholic 46. He died at 46. LeBron James 4-6 in the finals right now. He became 4-6 right before Biden became number 46. Like when LeBron won on the real King James's birthday. Donald Trump had his convention in Cleveland and then became president-elect. Now he's trying to become Grover Cleveland, the only other president to have a split term. Again, Cleveland equals 78, like Trump's about to turn 78. But Joe Biden, his Secret Service name is Celtic. Just ongoing rituals, just from the Oval Office to the sports games. In the King James Bible, the most infamous psalm is Psalm 46. The 46th word from the front is shake, and the 46th word from the back is spear, Shakespeare. And again, Francis Bacon, one of the main editors for the King James Bible. A lot of people think it was Francis Bacon, who's really William Shakespeare. Okay. Yeah, and again, just to remind you guys, this very Jesuit ritual of Francis Xavier Ngannou losing his child, his last UFC fight was on the date January 22nd, 122, and he beat the French fighter and made him 12-2. Again, the Jesuit motto, Isus Hominum Salvator equals 122. Pope Francis is 122. Satanic's 122. Kobe had his career high on the date 122 in his 666th game. He scored 81 in that game. Kobe Bean Bryant equals 81, as does Mark of the Beast. Run it the other way. Both Kobe Bean Bryant and Mark of the Beast equal 54. Kobe died the Sunday before Super Bowl 54. They just put out the Kobe Bryant statue on the 54th day of the Pope's age. Kobe died at 41 on the Pope's 41st day of his age. Statue goes up on the 54th day of the Pope's age. Patrick Mahomes been winning all the Super Bowls, synced up with Kobe since then. Got his third Super Bowl win 3 days after the Kobe statue went up in Super Bowl 58, which was the 54th of the modern era, and where Kobe Bean Bryant's 54. Kobe Bryant's also 58, like Los Angeles Lakers. Derek Thomas wore 58 for the Chiefs. That statue went up for Kobe on his birthday anniversary. Kobe and his daughter, Kobe 41, his daughter 13, added together 13 plus 41 is 54. Gianna Bryant 54, son 54, them dead on a Sunday. Again, none of this stuff's been an accident. It's all been part of one big sick ritual with the same numbers getting used over and over. And now it's years later, and you see how they're still doing this thing with Kobe and the Lakers. And now Francis Ngannou and his child. The other year it was a rapper, Blue Benji Kobe. There's been several other things. A lot. Um, and yeah, from his last UFC fight, you guys, from his last UFC fight to the child's death, exactly 118 weeks, and the child died on the 118th day of the year. Just like how the Outkast producer died 118 days after the Pope's birthday, and the news story on the 118th day of the year. Again, from the child's birthday on 113, like Kobe Bryant's 113, like the National Basketball Association's 113, to the death 67 weeks and a day later. Blood sacrifice 67, human sacrifice 67, satanic 67, soul 67. But yeah, the big missing piece was we talked about why it mattered the child was actually 15. I didn't realize the child's name was Kobe. It's sick. It is sick. And yeah, I mean, I hope someday we get like Larry Johnson on steroids in the world of celebrity. Shout out to Larry Johnson. If you guys never saw the interview we did with Larry Johnson, that was back in 2020, former Chiefs running back. He now has a podcast and puts out information and does his own gematria decodes, which I love to see. But we need like when I say a Larry Johnson on steroids, we need like a Kanye West of the world to call it out. Well, maybe not Kanye West, because we need a celebrity to just call it out clearly as it is. I mean, there's got to be so many that know, from just the suspicious deaths in their family. There just has to be way more people speaking out. I mean, yeah, there might be consequences, but at the same time, it's like, what is the consequence of people not finding their courage and speaking out? That this just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. I guess if you were in the shoes of the situation, though, if you said anything that they're going to kill all the loved people around you, I mean, how many people really would be like? I think sadly, most people would be like, I'm not going to be responsible for the deaths of all my loved ones. Sorry, world. I think that's why just evil, man. It's hard to contend with evil because it doesn't have any morality. It'll make people choose things like that. It will manipulate people in every way it can. The marijuana rescheduling today on April 30th. I bet there's something I have to do a property code. This is not a property code. There's probably something historical in relation to this time period about the history of the process of making marijuana illegal and taxing it and all the things it's gone through in U.S. history. But April 30th, just a simple numerology thing, is just adding the day in the month. So 430, 4 plus 30 is 34. Marijuana does equal 34, like Biden. And this might go down as one of the good things the Biden administration did. DOJ got a little bit more lax. However, I don't know if this is actually changing anything legally. They're just downgrading how severe it is. It's all part of the process, though, of the federal government eventually legalizing cannabis / marijuana. And the timing could be like 1933. This woman from Colombia, something I overlooked. Again, Colombia is named after Columbus, as in Christopher Columbus. And the day that the administration of the school backed her, the day that they backed her decision to bring in the police to try and move out the protesters, that was the 201st day since Columbus Day. So, and remember, this is about Israel, state of Israel's 201, like the Jesuit order, like Order of Illuminati, like David Ben Gurion dead 201 days after the anniversary of the establishment of Israel, like Adam Weishaupt dead 201 days after the anniversary of the establishment of the Illuminati, this big 201 pattern. All the 201 stuff Netanyahu's been doing, leaving, coming back. So, in light of Israel being the focus here, Colombia, go figure that she got that big endorsement from the people who could have removed her on the 201st day since Columbus Day. And then somebody left an interesting message about the Quran. I don't think I realized that the name Muhammad was only used in 4 places in the Quran. In Surah 3, 144, Sirach 33, 40, Sirach 47, 2, and Sirach 48, 29. Um, it mentions how Jesus is talked about in Sirach 61. Remember, Jesus has the Gematria 61, like cross, like Christian, like church, like Christmas. Again, 61 flowers in the flower of life in sacred geometry, which represents God. In Jewish gematria, God's 61. But yeah, the 4 places that Muhammad's mentioned. Remember, Muhammad equates to 74. You run Jesus the other way instead of 61. Jesus equals 74, like cross, like Messiah, like gospel, like parables. Special number is 74. But both Muhammad and Jesus having that 74, remember there's a mathematical relationship with 7 and 4. 7 is the 4th prime number, and the divisors of 4 equate to 7. The 4th book of the Bible's Numbers. A lot of 7s in the Bible, including God creating the world over 7 days, where he rests on the 7th day. We all know what happened to Muhammad Ali at age 74, and sadly, we predicted that many years in advance. If you can find my old Triple G boxing decodes back in the day, one of them I just get into how at the end how important Triple G is with the 42 and the Freemasons and the Masons in 74, and why one day Muhammad Ali's probably going to go at 74. And then sad enough that did happen. And remember, Muhammad Ali died on June 3rd in the year 2016. And 2016 is the 63rd triangular number, kind of like June 3rd, 63, when the Prophet Muhammad's believed to have died at 63. So yeah, I'm not sure that if I did learn that in the past, I forgot it. But I do find that interesting. Just 4 and 7 special numbers, 4 mentions of Muhammad in the Quran. When just transitioning, when Diddy lost Kim Porter, he was 49 years old. Like Bad Boys 49, like Models 49. Kim Porter was born on 118 date numerology. It's funny. I was trying to find this post for 46 and forgot the 118 piece about this, but it just brings it right back to where we started too, with Rico Wade, dead in a 118/46 ritual. Numbers of death that recur. Okay. Okay. Shout out to Kyle. Again, Kyle, appreciate the generosity. Chipped in $2. He said, "What's up, man? Human sacrifice equals 248 in reverse." Yeah. Oh, and yeah, so maybe we need to watch out for that tomorrow in light of the Illuminati's 248th birthday. Yeah. It was pointed out to me too. That reminds me, just seeing that comment. I appreciate that. That the fighter who lost the child, Kobe's birthday is August 23rd. And yeah, from Kobe's last birthday to that fighter losing his child, Kobe, was 248 days later. And you can see Kobe's jersey numbers in that number. He wore 24 and 8. And remember, he died on a Sunday. If you write the sun, it equals 24. Over the course of a year, if you go outside every day, well, if you had a clear sky every day and you could do it, if you take a picture of the sky at the same time every day for the course of a year, over the course of the year, you see that the pattern in the sky with the sun is a figure 8. The sun makes an 8 in the sky. And again, 24 hours in a day dictated by the sun, 24 and 8. Kobe did it in a big sun ritual on a Sunday, if you follow. Kobe Bean Bryant, 54, son 54, he 41, daughter 13, added together again, 54, dead the Sunday before Super Bowl 54. That was the Joe Montana Bowl. Joe Montana's Chiefs, where he wore 19 with the Chiefs, beat the 49ers, his old team. Wore 16 with the Niners, 19 with the Chiefs. Chiefs win the 19 season. And the Joe Montana Bowl, then Super Bowl 58, the 54th of the modern era. Chiefs become the first team to win back-to-back in 19 years, while Joe Montana is 67 years old, the 19th prime. Score was 16-19 before it was tied 19 all, going to overtime, where McCole Hardman caught his 19th career touchdown. Joe Montana, Catholic. All right. Shout out to Truth Does Not Exist as well. Can you take some calls on StreamYard? Uh, if you guys want me to take some calls, put a 1 down. If you guys want me to not take calls, put down a 2. Let's see if people want calls or not. And also, more importantly, you guys, again, thank you to everyone who's helped out Amy. You guys have helped out a lot. She's still got a little ways to go. I know she'll figure out a way to power through what she's dealing with. But you guys have definitely helped out. And if there is anyone else out there who'd like to help out Amy, again, she runs cracktheircode.org and the YouTube channel Crack Their Code, all one word, Crack Their Code. Again, she's just dealing with some medical hardships and lost her father on top of it. And then the funeral expenses are blowing her away. So, like I said, if you can find $1 for Amy, if you have a Cash App and you sympathize, you can understand what it'd be like to be in that situation. She's done a lot of great work for the community. And again, love to see Amy stay on her feet and stay ahead so that she still has time for the community. So if you have $1 for Amy, I'm sure she will greatly appreciate it. And thank you again to everyone who's already helped out. All right, you guys want to take calls? Okay, let's see if we can get some good calls. You just never know with the young guy who gets on here. Sometimes he brings it, and other times like, okay, I don't know if we needed to come on today. But there's the link. The link is in the chat. Amy does not have a PayPal, and at least now that I'm aware of yet. If you want to send Amy a PayPal, you can PayPal me, and I will Cash App Amy. If that's the only way you can get money to her, the link for my PayPal is in the description. So that is an option if you want to do it that way. If you have a smartphone, though, Cash App is free to download and pretty easy to set up. I forget if there's some kind of grace period, though, before you can do anything. There might be something like that. So... But yeah, if you guys can help out Amy before May 2nd, $1, she would appreciate that because, again, her big bills are due come May 2nd. Her Cash App's on the screen, $Amy CTC. So if you want to help out Amy, that's the one. $Amy CTC. Okay, that's okay, BAL. I appreciate your thought, though. As they say, it's the thought that counts. All right, well, I did drop the link if you would like to join the show. So if you want to join, now is the time. I suppose I can see if they've given us any new headlines. 5 takeaways from Trump's hush money trial today. I'm seeing if any of these other sub-headlines seem relevant. Hundreds of officers from the NYPD Strategic Response Group arrive outside of Columbia. Columbus, his birthday is in May. So it's May 20th, supposedly, which is Cannonball Day to the Jesuits. Columbus birthday. Or wait, hold on. What am I? Is it his death date? What is it about May 20th in Columbus? Maybe it's his death anniversary. It's his death anniversary. Columbus' death anniversary is May 20th. So I wonder if we're on the verge of seeing a major Columbia showdown on May Day. Just to remind people, too, the Baltimore bridge collapse. The big headline for a lot of the day was May Day, and the bridge collapse was 36 days before May 1st, which is May Day. And bridge has that Gematria 36. If I'm not mistaken, forwards and backwards, double 36. Yeah. It was perfectly synced with the 45-year-old governor who was from Tacoma Park when the worst bridge collapse in U.S. history is in Tacoma Narrows on 117. All right, we got the young guy here. All right,
Hey,
what?
Zach. What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on?
Okay, cool. I'm on a new laptop. So I found out some pretty interesting stuff.
Okay.
You remember the poet on Joe Biden's inauguration day
The
that
young
she
woman,
gave what?
the young lady.
Yeah, Amanda Gorman.
Uh huh.
So I noticed that all the pictures of her, it's her in that bright yellow thing, and then it has the blue background. I was like immediately I saw, I was like, oh shit, that's the Ukraine colors. And this was, of course, all before the Ukraine thing. And so I looked up the gematria of it, and I noticed that Amanda Gorman equals 102, just like World War equals 102. Um, and I know I thought that was pretty interesting, and I don't know if you've. This is also something else that. Have you heard of the new show Fallout?
I don't think so.
So it's based on this video game. I haven't played it. I'm not much of a gamer, but it's a big show that Amazon just came out, and basically what it is about. It's the plot is basically that we have nuclear war, and it's basically like taking place like after that happened, so it's like a post-apocalyptic world.
Huh.
And I noticed that and this show just came out, and it's a really big thing, and I noticed that Fallout equals 102 just like World War. And also they're
Hold
in
on,
vault.
just pause real quick. The other thing that equals 102 is Art of War, and Al Qaeda equals 102. And again, 9/11 was simulated 102 days before 9/11 happened by the federal government. People want to look it up. June 1st, 2001, Operation Amalgam Virgo. And again, Art of War equals 102, and it's the Jesuit text. We only know about it because of Father Amiot, but supposedly Sun Tzu wrote it. And there's a lot of really interesting things about Art of War and 9/11. Chapter 11's the 9 situations. I have to go back over all my notes on Art of War. But yeah, that 102, the reflection of 201 is a big one. And
Yeah.
remember, the Ukraine war happened 102. What was it? 102 weeks after the pandemic was declared, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
But
what it was. Something like that.
it gets better. So in the show, it starts out with the main character, and basically uh, the large companies basically built all these vaults underground to basically keep people living underground, that they don't have to go have any contact with the surface. It's like a completely sustained underground facility, and it brings to mind all the billionaire bunkers that they've been reporting on the past few years. So what's interesting is that the main character, she grows up in Vault 33, and everybody has jumpsuits that say 33 on it. Like it's all branded like Vault 33. Like literally the whole show, they're like showing 33 in your face. I watched the whole show yesterday. It was on that site that I watched the stuff for free on.
I just got to point out, I just typed in Fallout. Yeah, the 102 point you made, 24 as well. Like it's 2024,
Yeah,
87. Like how there's been a huge 87 theme while the Pope's been 87. So I see a lot of things that are interesting about
yeah.
it.
Yeah, and so the company that builds all the vaults, they're called Vault Tech. It's not tech with TECH, it's Tech TEC. So Vault Tech equals 42, just like World War. It also equals 84. And that's interesting. Yeah, I found that interesting. I was watching the whole show, and it's just um it like turns out that like the companies dropped the bombs, and it wasn't actually the government. It was like basically like this secret group of the heads of all the companies that decided to drop the nuclear bombs on the population, so that way they could reduce the population by 90%, which happens to be 500 million people. Which I found that pretty interesting too. That basically they wanted to give like a fresh start for humanity to get rid of all the wars. So to do that, what they were going to do is just if they kill all the people and then just wait it out underground in the vaults, then they can basically like restart humanity without any wars and without any people fighting and stuff like that. Like basically like bring a new culture.
Sure. And just in light of things being synced up with the Pope, so this show came out 115 days after the Pope's birthday, and nuclear is 115. You could also say it came out on the 116th day of the Pope's age, and I've talked about this in the past because nuclear war equals 116, and it was a number used in the 9/11 ritual. Again, it is kind of like 9/11 upside down. But again, the nuclear idea came out of the Manhattan Project, and the World Trade Center site was called Ground Zero, which is the point above or below ground where a nuclear atomic bomb explodes. And now we have this thing in Israel on, they're calling it Israel's 9/11. It's just, again, interesting timing for the Fallout video game to, it's a TV series.
Yeah, so it was a video game before, but they turned it into a TV series.
Yeah, I see it released April 10th.
And what's also interesting,
it was originally due out on April 12th, which is the 102nd day of the year in a non-leap year. That's funny.
Yeah, and so the word vault equals 76. And hold on, let me look up the main woman's name. I want to put her name into the Gematria, the main character. So it happens. It's the aftermath of the Great War of 2077.
I'm guessing that this Ella Purnell's the main character. She's the first one that comes up in the cast.
Yeah.
She's 27, September 17th birthday. She has the same birthday as the U.S. Constitution, the NFL, Patrick Mahomes.
Let me look up. Okay, so her name is Lucy. I don't know how I forgot that, but Lucy, of course, equals 47. Let me look up.
Her character name in the show is it's Lucy, which is 74 like nuclear. Wait. Lucy, Lucy?
Yeah, Lucy. So her name in the show is Lucy McLean, which is Maclean. So Lucy McLean equals 38. It also equals 187, the Jesuit number too. I think what is Jesuit order equals 187. I don't remember.
I see that 187, like Society of Jesus.
But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in that show. It's a pretty interesting show. I found the timing very interesting. It's like in the middle of like all this stuff and like of like like a World War III rumors, and then they're coming out with this show Fallout. But
what's interesting is that the actress they got, the main actress, Ella Summer Purnell, her name equals 217. That's the day they put out the Oppenheimer movie about the bomb, 21/7. Ella Purnell's also 47. Her name's just like the character name. That 128's there that we've seen a lot of this year, but 4761, that's in her character name, Lucy. And then Lucy McLean's also got the 61.
So the original video game released in 1997 on October 10th.
It's Gavin Newsom's birthday now. 97, huh?
Yeah, and it says that so the plot, it says on October 23rd, 2077, a global nuclear war between the United States and China devastated the world and destroyed modern civilizations.
Fallout video game release dates. So nuclear war between China and the U.S., huh?
Yeah, and this is in 1997, before we were really talking about this, and
Well,
before
you know,
China
I'll tell you what
was a
was going
world
on.
power.
That was before you were alive. What was the big news story back then was Clinton selling all the nuclear secrets to China. Those were all the things. The Bill Clinton sex scandal with Monica Lewinsky, Watergate, and Clinton selling all the nuclear secrets to China. Yeah, this is the 90s. So I didn't realize that this video game was made at the same time, but it's kind of funny how it all comes together now all these years later. So, huh.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and also I just put in the chat. I released a new gematria calculator. The one that
Okay.
I made, I finally made it public. Um, the link's up there. You can use it if you want. It's faster. It doesn't have ads, and it has all the original ciphers. And also it has the like the original
What's with the
date.
name of the link? Why is the name of the link that?
Oh, so my GitHub account. So I used some other website that I had an account for already, and that was the name of my account like a year ago or something. And I don't know how to change it, but I'm sure that I'll figure it out, and I'll change the link from that. I know
Yeah,
it's smoke
you
meth all
gotta
day.
change the URL. No one's gonna go to that.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely do. I was really stoned. I was like, "Oh, this is funny." Like a year ago, I didn't know that I would be making the site on that account. But yeah, I'll have to change that. But yeah, it has all the original ciphers and stuff. It has the when you type in the word, it gives you the what's it called, the the um the reduction. It fully reduces the the letters and stuff. For some reason, it doesn't show up on Google. You have to like only you have to like have the link to be able to go. But I mean, whatever.
Okay. Well, I'll look more into this show, but yeah, I think it's a good find, and it is interesting timing, and hopefully it's just all over dramatized. But you just never know, man. I mean, could be
Yeah,
the real plan. So
yeah, exactly. And it's interesting how they put all the stuff together like this. Did you see that new video that I made? The newest one, the animation.
I don't think so.
Uh, could you react to it on stream? I had Google did that thing that they like. I worked like a couple of months on it because I thought it was funny, and Google decided to like that. I premiered it, and then like it got a bunch of views, and then Google took away all the views, and then now it's just not getting any views. So I feel kind of bad since I worked like a month on it, and they like took away all the views from it. So but I know that you'll get a good laugh out of it.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, if you could watch it on stream, I'd definitely like to see you react to it.
Okay, I'll
it's
check
it's
it out.
pretty funny. It's
All
pretty
right.
funny. It's my 420 video. That was the 420 special that I made.
Okay, I'll check it out.
All right. All right,
All
I'm
right.
going to get off.
All right.
That's all
Thanks,
I had
buddy.
to say. All
All
right,
right.
see
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
All right. That video game is gonna turn 27 years old, like that actress is 27, huh? So was she born in that year? She's born in 96. She wasn't even 1 year old, or she had just turned one when that came out, actually. The video game came out on her 24th day of her age, and now the show's out in 24. I mean, it's just like, I think this is part of the reason she was chosen. They were originally going to put out the show on the 102nd day of the year. I wonder what made them change. All right, but yes, again, thank you to everyone who's helped out Amy. Thank you to everyone who helps out the like and the share. What did I just say? Thank you to everyone who hits the like and the share. Sorry. I don't get enough sleep these days. We're on a different sleep schedule over here, but yeah, again, thank you to everyone who helps get out the word about the work, and one of these days the world's going to figure it out. And then I hope there's a lot less of this going on. So R.I.P. to Rico Wade. Until next time, Truth Seeker.